I don't think there's a one thing, but there's something. Training for the decathlon is the hardest thing about it. Like doing an actual decathlon isn't tough if you've done it right, if you've prepared, and that's hard day in and day out for 365 days a year to prepare for a decathlon. And so, my freshman year in college, there was a teammate of mine, and he would always just say he'd be in the middle of throwing up on the track. He'd just always say, "There's no place that I would rather be." And I was like, God, are you kidding me? I could be taking a nap. I could be sitting at the beach. I could be doing a ton of stuff. But with that mindset, if there is another place that you'd rather be, you're in the wrong profession. You're doing the wrong thing. And for me, daily, there's really no place that I would rather be than getting better, than being better than I was yesterday, being better than I was last week, last year, whatever the case may be, and whatever we're talking about, whether it's track or off track stuff. There's really no place that I would rather be than trying to get myself better and more prepared for the task at hand. And other than that, it's just to, you know, be the best, like be better than myself. And I think track and field and swimming kind of go hand in hand. When if you just compete with yourself and try to be better than your old self, then that's where success lies. I think what it's done over the years, what the training and major competitions have done, has set up that moment for a year from now, is just to let it happen and enjoy it. It's something that it's huge, and it's an honor, and it's something that you can't really describe unless you've been there. And I've had that experience, and I've learned from it, and I've got one more major meet to gain more experience before London, and I'm hoping. I'm hoping London will just be another amazing experience that I can just soak up, enjoy myself, put a smile on my face, and the outcome. You can go through a major meet, not really missing it a little bit, not really enjoying yourself, and then your happiness is really determined on the results, on the scores, on where you place on the podium, and you know 99 times out of 100, usually that's not gold. And so the last couple of years, I've learned to just try to enjoy the moment more, smile more, and above all else, have fun. Because no matter where I finish, I'm gonna look back on that time, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna remember all the little things that made it special, and I'm not gonna miss the big picture of what it's all about. And so just as long as I take care of myself through the fall, the spring, and leading into the games, the results are going to happen. And I perform incredibly well if I'm happy. And so that's the plan, is just to be happy, and I don't know, like you said, try to explode. I don't know. I think I've been blessed with the people I've been surrounded with. I think those people play a large role in development of any kind. You're really a product of your environment. My parents were the hardest workers that I know to this date, and instilled in me that if you want something, you have to work for it. Nobody's going to give it to you. Got to college and didn't. There were no pity parties for me in college. I wasn't the best guy in college until my senior year, really, and then I got to the University of Texas, and there's like you mentioned, there's a culture of winning here. There's something that's expected, and it's nothing that it is celebrated, and it is admired and revered, but it's not out of the ordinary. It's something that just kind of happens here. And I think this environment with the facilities and the coaches and just that culture of winning that the University of Texas presents, I'm just trying to keep up. Um, just trying to carry that flag, as well as my family's and America's, but try to do it well and to the standard that everybody who's come before me has set. I don't know. I think the first thing that'll come to my mind is that feeling that I'm gonna get a year from now, if I've made the team. That feeling that you get, that ba, 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 that whole, like, it just musters up the images that you remember seeing from Summer Olympics past, and all the immense success that America and the United States has had, across the board. Um, and then you start to think about all the decathletes that the U.S. has had. I mean, we have more gold medalists than you can even name, but I remember watching in '96 Dan winning gold. At first, it kind of went over my head. At first, it was like, yeah, I just qualified, I made this team. It's the same as making any other team. But since then, it's kind of like making a world championship team. That was a big deal for me too. But to the public eye and the public arena, that means nothing. It's, oh, you went to the worlds. What do you have to do that? But if you say I went to the Olympics, everyone understands what that means and what goes into that, and the process of that 4 years out, having that goal and setting your mind to something and accomplishing that. But for like, it wasn't until after '09 that I really got the full grasp of what it really means to make an Olympic team and to represent your country in the Olympics, which is it's bigger than big. I mean, it's global. It's not just one sport. It's not just one country. It's everything and all things, and it's pretty cool. I'm not quite done yet. I'd like to make another team and like to still perform well and hopefully be a medalist at an Olympic Games, and uh, it's something cool that I can tell my kids that I did one time, but right now we're pushing through.